The Iran-Israel war is not just about missiles or borders. It's a clash of narratives, a war between truth and propaganda. And to understand it, we must first strip away the lies buried under terms like terror axis or defensive airstrikes. Israel calls its campaign against Iran a precision preemptive strike, designed to halt nuclear threats. But the reality on the ground is far from surgical. When strikes target scientists' homes, populated cities, and power infrastructure, the intent moves beyond military containment. It becomes an act of domination, a show of force designed to humiliate, destabilize, and ultimately break Iran's will. This is not security. This is strategic aggression under the camouflage of self-defense. The timing isn't accidental. With the Gaza narrative collapsing under the weight of dead children, destroyed hospitals, and bombed aid convoys, Israel shifts the battleground to Iran. The goal is to redirect global outrage and revive its existential threat rhetoric. In truth, the Netanyahu administration, isolated diplomatically and battered politically, saw an opportunity to reset its image by creating a wider war. Behind the scenes, the United States continues to provide quiet cover. Intelligence support, diplomatic shielding at the UN, and billions in military aid all converge to make this war possible. American officials speak the language of peace but write the checks for war. And when the same missiles that destroyed Gaza schools now reign over Isfahan and Shiraz, it's clear. This isn't defense. It's imperial coercion by proxy. Iran's response, a barrage of missiles aimed at military infrastructure, is condemned as terrorism. But here's the moral test. If targeting soldiers is terrorism, then what do we call bombing refugee camps and maternity wards? If terrorism means using violence against civilians to achieve political goals, then Israel's entire campaign in Gaza, where over 15,000 children lie dead, is the clearest act of terrorism in modern memory. Yet Western media refuse to say it. Why? Because the word terrorism has become racialized, reserved for Muslims, never for states. A boy with a rock in Nablus is a terrorist. A warplane leveling a hospital in Khan Yunis is a defensive measure. This isn't analysis. It's a perversion of language and morality. Let's be clear, this war is not about stopping a nuclear bomb. It's about dismantling a sovereign state's influence, breaking its alliances, and forcing regime collapse. Netanyahu has openly called for the Iranian people to rise and overthrow their leaders. That's not diplomacy. That's incitement to internal war, a campaign to fracture a society by any means necessary. This war also fits a larger pattern, a remapping of the Middle East. Israel wants a new regional order where resistance is criminalized and subservience is rewarded. The goal is to fragment opposition, normalize ties with Gulf states, and erase the Palestinian cause through distraction and exhaustion. But the mask is slipping. When international law is applied fairly, Israel's actions constitute acts of aggression and collective punishment. And when you kill thousands of children in the name of deterrence, you're not a democracy under threat. You're an occupier committing acts of terror. Let's reclaim the definition of terrorism. It's not about who pulls the trigger, it's about who suffers. And right now, the children of Gaza and the civilians of Iran are paying the price. While global powers debate legalities and journalists sanitize headlines, families bury their loved ones under rubble, hoping their screams aren't ignored. In this war, truth is the first casualty, but silence is complicity. And if we don't speak out, if we allow terrorism to be rebranded as self-defense, then we become part of the propaganda machine. It's time to speak plainly. Terrorism wears a uniform. It speaks English. It signs arms deals and hosts press conferences. And yes, it drops bombs from F-35s on sleeping children and dares to call it justice.